DC just got its.
I am so sorry. Let me start everything all over again. Hi, my name's Tone. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my stream. If you are new, please like and subscribe. Can't believe 2 minutes of my life has just. Anyhow, further ado, if you are new, and those who are returning, please enjoy this time. And those who are new, please go like and subscribe, share this news feedback for the morning. I accidentally was on mute, and I just took it off of mute. So moving forward, we're gonna get into some headlines, and then we're gonna do some reaction video, some little reaction video that I came across that I was interested to share with you guys, because I'm a big movie fiend. I'm also a film director, new film director, in the making. Let me transition this over real quick. Oopsie, wrong one. I'm a new film director in the making. So, that said, moving forward, let me hop into the latest news. So let's start off with some today's news, guys. All right. First in sports, Nottingham Forest is looking for a new manager, and they want Rodgers to come and help the team. Next, in international news, France has called the U.S. ambassadors because of a letter about rising antagonism. I'm going to figure out how to say these words properly, but we're going to keep moving. We're going to keep pushing. And the U.S. president signed some new rules to stop cashless bail in Washington, D.C., also to make it illegal to burn the American flag. Not my rules, his rules. Anyway, moving forward, in the Middle East, unfortunately, this says there was a strike, an Israeli strike on a hospital in Gaza, and sadly, many people, including journalists, were hurt. And in technology, we have SpaceX getting ready for for its 10th test flight of their big rocket called the Super Heavy Starship. And that is all for today in that category. Stay tuned for more updates. And then moving forward, we have some other news in regards of blockbuster anime and a new game movie. One of them is Street Fighter. Those who don't know what that is it's a gaming franchise, just like Tekken. But Mortal Kombat is another one that they're filming and in production. Moving forward, here's some exciting fall films that have in common. They're all making waves in entertainment. You'll want to know about them first. So, let's dive into the super entertainment news. I already said that. But first, an anime, Demon Slayer Infinity Castle is a big hit in Korea and made a huge $12.6 million or $6 million over the weekend. Next, in gaming, there's a new movie, or it's not oh wow, I apologize. There's a movie called K-Pop Demon Hunters. It's doing amazing, making $18 million in the U.S. and Canada. And then lastly, we're getting ready for some fall films like Zootopia 2 and then Avatar Fire and Ash. And that is all the updated news that I've researched. And then furthermore, we're going to get into the video that I was promising to tell you guys about. So we're going to watch this together. All right? Let me do this.
Swagger back up! Because we just got a whole bunch of insane news and updates about the future of the DC universe, like updates on the Supergirl movie and the Superman saga in general.
Hold up, guys. Hold up. There we are.
And teases at casting one of the most powerful characters in DC Comics history, the potential return of some familiar faces with me. I'm starting to see some dots, and I'm going to make a connect because I got a brain blast. But either way, me and you know what we got to do. We got to talk about it.
And we're going to...
Because my universe... Christ, this is not a drill. It looks like you're trying to cast Patrick O'Brien, a.k.a. Plastic Man, in the DC universe. This is the perfect sounds like this. And this bit of news comes to us from the beat farmer himself, Dwight Schrute, Rainn Wilson.
What?
He recently spoke in an interview with Entertainment Weekly saying that he would love to play Plastic Man in James Gunn's DC universe, going as far to even say he pitched an idea to James Gunn himself on how he can adapt Plastic Man in the DC universe. Now, first and foremost, Rainn Wilson, I want to shake your hand. Let me shake your hand. Just for bringing this idea to James Gunn's attention so we can finally get one of the coolest and most hilarious and most powerful DC Comics characters to live action. And with all due respect to Rainn Wilson, this is not the role for you, little bro. I get it, you worked with James Gunn on Super, so you got some experience working with James Gunn in a superhero project wearing a red costume, but this is not the role for you. That actually got my brain spinning on some actors that I would love to see portray Plastic Man. I think the most obvious one that's not going to happen is...
Wait, I think his name is Zachary Levi. I could definitely see that. You know, Shazam, I could definitely see him as that dude. But let's hear what he has to say. Hold up.
The age is Jim Carrey. I mean, could you imagine Jim Carrey in his prime time playing Plastic Man? It's perfect. It would have been smoking. A couple other names that I wouldn't mind is like Andy Samberg, fucking John Mulaney, Jerry Trainer from iCarly, Jack Quaid, and the list goes on and on. But there's one man that stands above the rest. That man is none other than Ben Schwartz. Sonic! From the moment I seen Ben Schwartz in Parks and Rec, I knew immediately, I was like, this man would be the perfect Patrick O'Brien. He just gives off that natural, goofy-ass mentality. And if you watch that one Apple TV show that was a murder mystery, you know, he can bring some of that seriousness too. And if you don't agree, just take a look at this. And I think his first appearance is going to end up being in a Terrifics movie, because I feel like this is a project that James Gunn is working on, and it's just something that's right up his alley. I mean, me, you, your granny, your grandpa, everybody in there, mom can agree that goddamn Mr. Terrific. He's already a fan favorite character, and we cannot wait to see him get his own spinoff. Plus, we were already introduced.
I keep falling asleep on this movie. I swear to God, I am. Like, it's not even because like it's boring. It's not. I just be coming home late, trying to stream and watch it, and falling asleep. I need to watch it during the day or something like that. Like, I swear to God, I swear. Anyway, continue.
Metamorpho in the movie, who may or may not be a member of the Justice Gang because he thought the name was cool. But I think introducing Plastic Man in an ensemble film is the right way to go, similar to how they introduced Mr. Terrific and Superman. Which actually leads perfectly into my next bit of news. I was going to mention this later on in the video, but then I realized, no, this actually could fit here. And that's the fact that James Gunn said that Blue Beetle fits perfectly in the DCU, similar to Peacemaker. Basically giving us a nice little nod and wink that we could potentially be seeing Jordo Maridueña return as Jaime Reyes Blue Beetle in DCU. I mean, he already mentioned before that he would love to see Blue Beetle return in his DC universe, and that movie is standalone enough to where it could definitely easily seamlessly fit in the new DCU. Blue Beetle, who has been a member of the Terrific Council, which features characters like Plastic Man, Mr. Terrific, etc. I'm telling you, the seeds are being planted by James here. Plus, I'm pretty sure we're still getting that Blue Beetle animated series that's set in the DC universe, where Jordo Maridueña said that it's supposed to start production in 2026. And I don't know about you, but I need this more than I need air, because that Blue Beetle movie meant something to me for real. And I'm not even gonna hold you. You got a tough bar to try to meet with an animated Blue Beetle, because we've got some peak Blue Beetles in animation. So I guess that's one character we can expect going from the old DCEU to the new DCU. And speaking on what is and is not canon in the new DC universe, like most of you should know by now, in Peacemaker Season 2, Episode 1, they retconned the Justice League cameo from the DCEU with the Justice Gang from the DCU. They basically just said, boom, you're looking for this? Handle it. This is how it is, and how it always has been, and if you believe otherwise, fuck you. The Justice League was replaced with the Justice Gang and Superman and Supergirl. Which, funny enough, is actually the first time we get to see Supergirl flying in the DCU. Now that I think about it, they all should have been flying for real. Why the fuck are they on the ground? You guys can fly. But this brought up the bigger question of what else is actually canon from the old DCEU to the new DCU. And James Gunn himself actually even made some comments saying that he would actually love to go back to Peacemaker Season 1 and retcon a lot of the little things that don't add up really. Said he would actually really love to George Lucas the shit out of it, but he ain't got no money. But James, Superman just crossed 600 million worldwide. Better use some of that damn money. But the reason I found this quote very interesting is because it speaks to that larger question of what is canon from the old DCU to the new DCU. Take a shot every single fucking time I say that. Because don't forget, we had Amelia Harcourt show up in Black Adam and Amanda Waller herself. Does that make Black Adam canon to the DC universe? I mean, all they really got to do is replace the Henry Cavill cameo with David Cornsweat and they'd be all good. But what about Harcourt and Economos, who are clearly from Peacemaker Season 1 appearing in Shazam 2, specifically recruiting Shazam to be a member of the Task Force X? What were they doing? I'm letting you know right now, we do not care about, we do not want this. No. And that goes for this too. Just say this is a different universe altogether. We do not want this because it doesn't matter which one. But I mean, it's really simple at the end of the day to think about it. Just anything that James Gunn has worked on is canon. Anything that James Gunn did not work on is not canon. You could literally boil it down like that. Because we know for a fact that the events of the Suicide Squad are canon to the DC universe. That's been stamped, doubled down on, triple down on, quadruple down on, directly mentioned in Peacemaker Season 1, which we now know is canon to the DC universe thanks to the retcon. The whole Rick Flag Sr. wanting to get revenge on Peacemaker killing his son took place in the Suicide Squad. Not to mention we had Weasel in Creature Commandos, which is officially the DC universe, where they specifically mentioned that he killed a bunch of kids, which turned out to be not true in the show, which turned out to be a fucking lie. Also, really fucking sad. What the fuck is it with James Gunn to make me cry over these fucking characters that don't even speak? Regardless, another underline in the Suicide Squad is canon, which leads me to my next bit of news, and that's that Harley Quinn, played by Margot Robbie, is most likely going to end up being James Gunn's Harley Quinn for the new DC universe. And James Gunn has spoken about this multiple times. A couple weeks ago, he said that that's going to be revealed down the line sometime in the future. Maybe they talk about it in Peacemaker Season 2 at some point in time. But just recently, doing some press, Margot Robbie was asked about her status as Harley Quinn in the DC universe. To which she had to say, "I've heard nothing. You can't get sick of Harley. I love her so deeply. I always had high hopes for her, like Batman, a character that lives on long after I've had to go at it. I feel like I need to share Harley." And on one hand, I definitely agree with her. But on the second hand, it's like, you don't get much more perfect casting than Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn for real. But I also feel like she's suffering from the Deadpool effect, and where, like, people have just seen her too much for too often. Not necessarily Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, even though she had her own movie in Birds of Prey, Suicide Squad, but more so the character in general has kind of been milked to death by DC. And we know James Gunn don't fuck with Jared Leto, so he's not going to be her Joker. I mean, either way, if they decide to recast Harley Quinn or keep Margot Robbie, I'm fine with it either way. But something that I found very interesting that you thought I wouldn't notice, Frank Grillo saying that there's a big secret DCU project in the works. Where Frank Grillo said, and I quote, "James Gunn leaned in. You know what we got coming next, right?" And I'm like, "No." He goes, "We got something big, and you're all over it." Frank, James, what do y'all mean by that? It's got to be something to do with, like, the multiverse in Earth 3, right? And is this that secret project that James Gunn said he was writing? Is it?
What if, hear me out, they did a live action Injustice, and they did some clashing. Like, Henry Cavill's Superman might, ends up being evil and just shiny.
Or the Superman saga. All I know is we got more questions than answers at this point, and I need to have more answers. Here's a picture of Millie Alcock as Supergirl in HD.
No, fine. Especially when she was in House of Dragons.
Crypto would be just like me for real around her. And the other reason I'm excited for Supergirl is because while it's going to be an adaptation of Woman of Tomorrow, they're going to be adding different elements, like adding Jason Momoa's Lobo, which, by the way, in case you didn't know, Jason Momoa is playing Lobo, which is a 10 out of 10 casting. Is perfect. But Lobo actually never appeared in this book. He was actually supposed to appear in this book, but Tom King wasn't able to squeeze him in, so he's adding that into this movie. So I'm really curious what his role is going to be. But either way, this is the perfect first look for Supergirl. And remember, look out! Finally! We got little updates from Colin Farrell on the Batman Part 2, where he said he does not have a big role in the Batman Part 2. At least he doesn't think he does, because he's going to be reading the script this upcoming week. Colin Farrell said, "I don't have many scenes, I don't believe, but I'll be there for whatever. Matt Reeves is so brilliant, I don't know what the story is yet. I'll tell you one thing I need Batman to be waterboarding and beating the dog shit out of Oz for what he did to Victor." I feel like he's got to have a role similar, a little bit bigger to his role in the first Batman. And also, I just need to see Sophia Gigante and Catwoman show up since they're half-sisters. But regardless, that's all the new news and updates we got about the DCU, my thoughts, theories, and opinions. Let me know what you think about all of this down in the comments below. And as always, like and follow for more.
Alright, so what do you guys even fucking think about that idea? Because what I think, what I know, cannot be beat. So let me see if there's anything else that caught my eye that you guys might actually enjoy. Okay, there's a lot. Okay, I think there's more, but give me 1 second. I need to catch up watching season 2 of Peacemaker. Let me see. But, damn, we got so much more. Hold on. We got behind the scenes. I wonder what it's like to be, like, behind the scenes of, like, being in the movie. Let me just click on... Do I have time? I'm gonna need, like, 20 minutes, but yeah, we'll just click it.
it's really not about a kaiju fight. What it's about is the way the heroes in the DCU differ from one another. The Justice Gang, they're ruthless with the way they do this.
They're a little ragtag. There's no real clear leadership. I know Guy Gardner likes to think of himself as a leader, but I don't know that we respect that.
What's it called again?
Justice Gang.
No.
We're not called that. He knows very well I'm scared of heights.
He's scared of heights, and so I keep putting up high places.
Wait, no, why are you flying?
Throw up.
I won't throw up. I'll just wet my pants.
Bang, 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 bang! Open your eyes! A green shield, you've been saved. Then you're gonna look around, you're gonna look up here. It's Guy Gardner! He's got a stupid haircut.
If folks are somewhat familiar with Green Lantern, they're probably familiar with Hal Jordan, who is handsome and heroic. Guy, he's got a real sore spot about thinking anybody might be considered better than he is.
Guy Gardner he's a jerk, you know? He's one of my favorite characters in DC Comics. I love him from the Justice League International stories especially. I think he was fantastic.
Guy thinks he's the best.
So yesterday you said you remembered the first time we met.
Yes.
And then I forgot to didn't ask you. I said, oh yeah, when you auditioned for me for Slither.
That's right.
Nathan Fillion has worked with James and myself so many times over the last 20 years, and he always brings something extraordinary to the table. And him as Guy Gardner is perfection. And I think James cast him just so that he can make him look stupid with that bowl cut.
Let's slip this on your head. No, I haven't put any products in it or anything. It moves. Okay.
For our next number, got to play a little song about love.
Tell me what you think.
I had imagined it was going to be more of a bowl cut.
Oh, okay.
Don't go to me for the final.
No.
If this is what James is looking for.
I can make another week. It's fine. We have plenty of time, so it's okay.
Oh yeah, look at this.
That's looking a lot better than last time. It looks like a haircut now. Do I have a look at the big mirror?
This is
Much better shape than last time.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know, I think the semi-mullet is kind of good. It's like you can't even choose a mullet right.
I just wondering whether this interview with the
Just
costume,
trim that. No.
just take this.
Maybe,
time
yeah.
and
Yeah,
try
that
to-
makes sense.
Yeah,
That makes
I think you're right.
Maybe just
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah, it would make a
sure.
little bit more of a bowl cut.
Yeah, I think that's super cool. Like, I actually really like that.
Bring back the bowl cut, man.
Yeah.
You would like to have that haircut.
I had that haircut growing up. It was my favorite. Until my hair got wavy, that's how I had my hair, and I loved it.
So Hawk Girl, her wings are made of nth metal. She's from this other planet.
Isabella brought something special to Hawkgirl. Hawkgirl, you know,
She came a long way. She came a long way. If you know what I mean. She went from Alien Remonculus. She technically came from Dora the Explorer with the bull haircut. Yes. Anyway, Alien Remonculus. I'm not even going in order. Madam Web. She's been in another movie. I can't think of it right now. Hold on. Let's see. There it is. Here we go. She was the lead actor. No. She was the lead actress. Alright, she's been in Dora, Instant Family, The Last of Us. She's just racking up movies. Superman. Sicario. Turtles All the Way Down. Transformers The Last Night. That's another one. Peacemaker. Sweet Girl. And yeah. She's just racking up movies, TV shows, all the way up. Just all the way. I applaud her. Hustling that movie. Hustling that game. She's hustling everything. I want to be in a movie like myself. Like, honestly, if I can't be a director of something, put me as an actor. I want to be one. I want to be in one. Like,
historically has been a great character, is pretty well known, but Isabella brought her personality to it.
Oh, good morning. It's me, Isabella. Where's the check fitting?
see, like,
I feel like it's a very practical battle suit. I think Juliana and her team did a phenomenal job. I think there's a fine line between like practicality and looking good, and they managed to get both. The helmet is something that was rather quick to get. It was almost like it just made perfect sense right away, and they nailed it. Sandra leads with anger. I think at all times she sort of leads with this sort of like war cry mentality, because I can fly really fast and I have a mace that's completely unforgiving.
Yep. Hot girl, pretty tough. She's not nice. She executes a world beater. Probably not the best choice in that situation. Might have ramifications outside of this film.
He's scared. He turns. Cut. Outside. Smash.
Ladies and gentlemen.
that is so petrifying. Like, imagine someone just screaming with a fucking mace and then just take your ass. Like, I'm gonna take your ass. Oh yeah. You see these heights? Oh, you gonna meet these the concrete. Oh yeah, bitch. Ah! Just like I kid you not. Like, you think I'm playing? No. That, like I just, anyway, moving on.
2/3 of the Justice Game.
2/3. We're almost there.
I was incredibly excited to put Mr. Terrific in a Superman movie, which I don't think anyone expected. I mean, it's the only thing less expected than Guy Gardner.
Hey guys, what's up?
Good morning. Hey, you know who debuted 27 years ago today? Mr. Terrific. Yeah. His birthday.
Mr. Terrific is what he likes to describe as having a natural aptitude for natural aptitudes.
Look at
His
this
character has a
big
genius level intellect, and he's also a human being in a world of gods and monsters.
I love his gadgets. He's an ironic character because he's this just dead serious guy about everything.
I'm not into people's emotions.
Yeah. No, totally.
But everything about him is so whimsical.
Mr. Terrific, everyone loved the design. And I said, well, why don't we rip off of that? Because you can't really change Mr. Terrific.
So this is Mr. Terrific's mask. He has a T-shaped mask on his face. It's a pretty subtle mask, but the process was a little daunting because they wanted it to be very subtle, but they also needed it to blend. So it's a mask that also turns into a makeup.
I feel so dope in the wardrobe. I was just left with this really overwhelming feeling of, I can save the world.
So the Pocket Universe, it's more like a torture chamber. And Metamorpho is tortured by having Joey, having to see his baby and knowing that he is powerless.
Well, obviously everybody knows that kryptonite is Superman's one weakness. One of the early scenes in the movie mentioned that, that we can't locate any kryptonite. So Lex, thinking ahead, captured Metamorpho and his son, and is using his son to make him do what he wants. So Metamorpho has to become part kryptonite to hurt Superman. Pretty smart.
So I think it's really more of a constant struggle for you trying to get up once the kryptonite is done.
Who's what?
I said don't talk to me!
Metamorpho, he's a mystery. Even on the page, there's a lot that is kind of left up to the imagination. He's, I think, a very misunderstood character. He has undergone this transformation. His power is manipulation of said elements to basically turn himself into whatever he wants.
But I'm going to have the different elements going from one finger to the next. Okay. That will lead your son. And then I'll yell, son, and that's when the thing's going to go off. And you guys go off the light. And son!
It's kind of that thing of being a blessing and a curse. He does not like the way that he looks, which I can certainly relate to. Growing up with alopecia, that was something that I wish that I could change about myself back then. It really affected my self-esteem. It affected the way that I moved through the world. You know, Christopher Reeve's Superman was hugely important for me. Christopher had alopecia too, which he kept a secret from a lot of people. That was hugely important for me to know that someone like that had it, and yet he was Superman. Since then, since kind of accepting that, it really has become a kind of superpower of mine.
Oh, here he is. Okay.
What's up, man?
Legacy's original designs were really great. I just want to make sure that the costume looks really good because it is practical.
Come on, this is so cool. What is life?
I mean, James just said, I want a practical costume. And we're like, oh, okay. Because that's the one we thought would be mocap. But Legacy, they're so brilliant. They did a lot of concept work, designs, and they made the real costume, which will barely be enhanced at all.
Copy that.
Oh, hello.
This is the first time of many.
The art of prosthetic makeup for film is a very old one. This particular makeup is foam rubber. We chose foam rubber for various reasons, but that hasn't changed much since, honestly, The Wizard of Oz.
I'm weak.
Feels good. Yeah. It's pretty wild.
I kind of feel
getting
scared
to
wearing
see,
contacts.
you know, this
like,
character.
honestly, like, I really do feel scared of, like, putting eye contacts, like, on. Because, like, what if it just, like, rolls back? And you can't even get it out. Like, I guess that's, like, a rational fear. Maybe just a little bit. But, you know. Let me see how much we got. Yeah, 2 minutes.
Character come to fruition. I've been thinking a lot about who this guy is, and right now we're in that kind of phase of you know, putting it all together and seeing what needs tweaking.
What are your overall thoughts so far?
I think it's great. I would like to see more definition on this side, because right now it is quite blocky. Basically, whatever lines, contour, just to show the musculature. When you put on the costume, it's magic. It's a really special opportunity to bring a character to life that's never been done before. The fans that do know Metamorpho really love him. You know, he's kind of like a cult favorite.
What are you gonna do? Flash him?
Yes? With white acid?
There's an interesting dichotomy where you have this incredibly powerful being matched with this pathos of pain. And I think that's right up James's alley. He loves to bring in characters that have that pathos and really find humanity with it. So I think it was a fantastic choice to bring Metamorpho on. That's
fantastic.
That was sick. I think the balance of those characters with Superman's singular story is what's actually different in this one.
Maybe you should join the group.
Please.
This movie
Don't
is
you say that. Hold
kind
on.
of a mix of old James and new James, but I would say it is a singular story for Superman, but he also has the Justice Gang,
Justice Gang?
Metamorpho,
That's a cool name.
They're in.
characters that express the values he's trying to convey in the movie.
That's pretty cool. Alright. I think that's everything that I got for you guys for now. Oh? I gotta see this real quick. Just real quick.
DC's upcoming Green Lantern reboot, aka Lanterns, recently wrapped production. And per reports from what HBO and WB bosses believe, they think that if they put this out, and it's as good as they believe it's going to be, that they might be worthy of a bunch of Emmy nominations, and that this series is going to be completely different than what most people are expecting, and that it is going to be a highly prestigious series like Penguin.
Oh? Run it through.
Well, the bar certainly is set high internally, but you know what? I'm not going to say that they can't do it. They can. It's HBO. It's top-level brass. They know they can't release garbage on there. Most of the projects they release are superb, end up winning tons of awards. They know what they're doing. James Gunn knows what he's doing. I trust it. So here's what's going on. So WB reportedly after the series was finished shooting, was watching rough cuts and edits of the footage they have put together. Obviously, the visual effects were not done, to the point that they believe that this is going to be a major hit and that they're going to put a lot of backing behind the series.
Good.
Now, again, I don't see why not. A lot of people did not expect Penguin to hit any sort of, pop culture zeitgeist or even be talked about in the vein that it was. But it is, So I get it. And I think that they have an opportunity here
Get that
to
crap
really
off.
show that the
Get
DC
that crap off of
universe
him.
can do so many different things. Sure, more grounded, but a serious grounded story going in a different direction than we expect could be, honestly, what the DC universe needs before we're back to Supergirl doing things in space again. And again, remember, they even said when talking about Lanterns, this features space stuff. It's fantastical, but when they choose to do it, it makes sense for the story. So again, I'm going to wait for them to reveal more. Also, hey, how about those reports that we're definitely going to get a first look at San Diego Comic-Con that all the scoopers dropped?
That'd be kind of cool.
Yep, that happened, and yep, we got nothing, unfortunately. I was at least hoping, hey, show us the poster, the logo, anything. I guess not, though. But again, they're taking their time. It's due out next year. Shorter marketing cycles on TV are the way to go now, even on films. So I'm just going to patiently wait and hope that this thing turns out good. I mean, it can't be worse than the Lantern movie we got, so it can only get better. And if WB, the same people that greenlight all the other hit shows that they have, are confident in this, I'll take it. James Gunn hasn't failed me with a comic book film yet, besides Guardians 2. But that's personal preference, so, it is what it is. Thank you for checking out that video, and thank you for your continued support. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, do whatever.
I hope. I really do hope. Or no, I just want one day I can support or be a director for Marvel. Like if that's the case, I want to be in charge of every single thing. And not whatchamacallit. Like if the script is shitty, oh yeah, we're changing everything. And if it is shitty, we're gonna add some shit. We're gonna add some bits and pieces of unique stuff. Why? I'm not putting out a crappy whatchamacallit. I don't allow crappy product. I will not allow this product to be ruined and undone. So that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Way We Talk XL, and there will be more news in the future. So till next time, stay wavy, my friends.